Tamir, I heard a lot of good things about you and your work. What do I need to know as a client about scalp pigmentation as a permanent solution before I get it done?
Well, there's a lot to know about scalp pigmentation before you get it done. You need to research and find the right artist who can provide you this service. Scalp pigmentation, as you know, is a permanent solution. And if you're going to do something that's permanent, you want to make sure this is going to be permanent right, not permanent wrong, because me as an artist, I see a lot of mistake out there that people come to me and wanted me to fix their scalp pigmentation, that they went to a regular tattoo guy and the head turned green and big dots. It takes a lot to repair a bad scalp pigmentation. So a client should know first how long the artist been in the business. And he needs to know and see people that he has done before. It's like a plastic surgery. You're not gonna go to somebody and have him cut your face unless you see somebody else who got it done. So the same with scalp pigmentation. Scalp pigmentation is a permanent thing. You want it done right. You want it done right the first time. So you need to know what color, what ink does the artist is going to use. You need to know what needle does he use. In order to do the right work with scalp pigmentation, you cannot use a regular dye that tattoo guys from the street use. They have to be quality ink who doesn't turn green and blue, because nobody wants to look like Kermit the Frog. You know, if their head is going to turn green, that's a big mistake, and I see this in the past, and I worked on a lot of people that had some mistake, and I don't want to scare anybody, but you got to do it right. So in order to do the right thing, you have to go to an artist. And I've been in the hair business for 28 years, and I do custom hair systems. So I've done thousands of hairlines, and hairline is the most important things in scalp pigmentation, because you're basically deciding where the hairline is going to be. And you got to create a natural hairline. You got to create receding hairline. You got to create the point that everybody have, because a lot of those points run away as you lose your hair. So hairline is the most important thing. So if the guy that's going to do your pigmentation is good with doing the pigmentation but not good in drawing the hairline, he's going to decide making you a bad hairline. It's really hard to fix a bad hairline. So I say when you get scalp pigmentation, you got to go to the best. And I've been doing hundreds of people, and so far I never had even one client that regret my work. They actually was bragging about my work to their friend, and I get my customer from friends, you know, mouth to mouth, and people brag about my work. And because I'm an artist and I'm good in doing hairline and not only just scalp pigmentation.
What makes you different from other scalp pigmentation centers?
What makes me different than the other scalp micropigmentation center is that I love my work, and I love to see people coming out of here perfect. I don't want to see anybody come halfway done. I would rather take people and for 3 or 4 sessions until I get it right. When people come to me, I don't want to rush them up. I only take 2 clients a day, because this is a consistent work, and I want to make sure I do the right job. So if you're going to take more than 2 people a day, you cannot be concentrating, and you can make more money, but your job is not going to be as good, because we're only human at the end of the day. So taking 2 clients a day and do a good job, I'd rather make 2 clients happy than 5 clients not happy. This is something that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. And doing a hairline, it's very important. You know, if I'm going to make somebody hairline not so good, it's going to follow him for the rest of their life. So I need to make sure that those people are going to walk out of here looking natural. They look every day in the morning and they bless me instead of cursing me. And that's what makes me different than the other guys. That I love my work and I love good result. I would not let you leave this place until you're totally perfect and totally happy. And when I quote a price to somebody, I quote a price So it doesn't matter how many times you have to come here. There is no extra charge. If I quoted you some price, you're not going to come to me the 5th time and I'm going to charge you because I have to repair it. I'm going to make sure you leave from here 100% happy. Not only 100% happy, you're going to bring your friends to do it too. And that's how I get successful in what I do. I live from word to mouth. And I hope I got your answer.
I shopped around and I noticed that your prices are almost half of your competitors. Why is that?
Well, I think I charge pretty fair for what I do. And I know there's a lot of people out there that charge 2 or 3 times more than I do. I don't feel you need to rob a client in order to make him look good. You can give him a normal price. I make money and the client is happy. I make plenty of money by having you happy and bringing your friends over, than making you not happy and telling other people bad things about my place. So I'd rather have more client that pay less than less client that not happy. So and that's how I keep myself busy, and I make people happy in this world, you know. Money always come if you know what to charge and not be greedy.
How many sessions does it take to complete this procedure? And how long is each session?
Well, that's a good question that you ask. Everybody's different. It depends on what they need to be done. I get people that have scars that takes a little bit longer than people that have clean canvas, if they just want to do their head and they have no scars. So scar can take anywhere between 2 to 5 services to get rid of them. You know, you cannot get rid of scar in one service. When you do the scalp pigmentation, you know, in order to have a precise job, the needle have to be really thin, and as you know, when you punch the needle into your head, the dye like to expand. So if you do a very delicate work, you know, you're not feeling a big area. And the reason I do that, because I don't want to make a blush on the head. I don't want it to look like a shoe polish on the head. I want it to look like hair coming out of the scalp. I cannot rush on them because it's not going to look good. So every customer is different, you know. The bigger your area, the more time you're going to have to come here. It's very rarely that I finish somebody in one session, you know. So I'd rather have more session than less session, and do the right job, you know, because it takes time to see the result.
How do you create a hairline?
Well, that's a very good question you ask here. Hairline is the most important in scalp pigmentation. And in the hairline, I like to do a hairline a little bit higher than what the clients want, because a client can always tell you they want it lower. And if the client is like 50 years old, they cannot have a hairline like a 16 years old. And even if a client is young and he's 16 or 17 years old, you know, you still don't want to give him too low of a hairline, because you know, we cannot erase it. When they're 40 years old, I need to choose something in between, that through their life they're going to look normal if they're 20 or if they're 60. So I help them to choose by the most important that I like to do is to give them a little higher hairline than what they want. Let them go with this for a week. Go ask their family, go look at themselves, and then when they come for the second time, we can always lower the hairline. And then they'll really be confident when they come to me the second time and say, exactly, drop my hairline. And I will help the clients to determine where the hairline will be, how receding they're going to be, because this is so important. And I'm an artist. I've been doing hair system for a long time, and that's my job, to help the clients to make this decision. I don't want them to make any mistake with the hairline. So before I do anything, I draw the hairline, I let them see it before I draw it, let them agree with it, with the line, and then we go from there. but I advise to everybody to get a little higher hairline than what they thought, because they can always drop it. Don't go for the lower hairline right away.
Is scalp pigmentation good only for people who shave their head?
Well, it's a good question. Scalp pigmentation is not only for guys that shave their hair. I have a lot of women that comes here with really fine hair and they want their hair to look thicker. And when I do scalp pigmentation in their scalp, what basically I do is a permanent topic. It's like, but it doesn't look like topic. Topic look more like shoe polish. The scalp pigmentation actually looks like hair. So when we take away the whiteness of your scalp, you know, and people see through your hair, and what they basically see, they see your scalp lighter than your own hair. If we match the color of your hair to your scalp, it camouflage your hair. You know, if camouflage with the bald spot actually. I mean, I had it done and you can see my picture before. I mean, my hair is really thin, but by darkening my scalp, it gave me the illusion of having more hair. So scalp pigmentation works really good on women that have thin hair. It's not gonna work good on women that's bald. So they need to wear probably a hair system if they go bald. Scalp pigmentation is a great thing for people with alopecia. Kids that lose their hair for alopecia, maybe their hair will never grow. Or even adults that lose their hair for alopecia. They don't have sideburn, they don't have any hair. That would be a perfect solution for them because they're not gonna look sick. And yeah, it's great for guys that shave their hair, girls that have thin hair, alopecia customer, cancer client if they lost their hair and the hair is not growing. The only people scalp pigmentation would not work is for blonde and redhead. And those are the people I cannot work on. So I hope I got you the answer.
How long does scalp pigmentations last?
Scalp pigmentation, it's like a form of tattoo, so it would last forever. But as you know, dye will fade like anything else in life. And that's all depend on your lifestyle. If you like to swim a lot, you're outdoor guy, obviously in 5 years from now, you might have to come back and touch it up a little bit. So we charge $150 an hour, and I see people coming back, but maybe they need it an hour after, or 2 hours after 5 years, and that's not a big expense, maybe $150 to $300 expense. But there is some people that will probably last them forever. You know, it's all depend on your skin and your lifestyle. So I would say it's a good question, and it's definitely a permanent thing. And the good thing is you can always add more color if it needs to be done.